Tell
This,
this story because I saw that Jay-Z was showing the video of you to his mom, right? He basically
yeah,
saying, "Hey, look, mom, this is the guy
yeah,
we put through college, right?" Tell me this
yeah.
story.
Yeah, no. So Jay, obviously doing my research and always being just a Jay-Z fan, I had found out, I don't know how, but at a young age, I found out that he had a scholarship foundation. So when it was time for me to, apply to college, when I was doing like, my financial aid, I just started writing letters to everyone I can try to get a scholarship from. And obviously top of that list was the Sean Carter Foundation. They made a huge contribution to my education, and they saw me all through my undergraduate education at SF State. And so, I honestly can say if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't probably be who I am today. And so, uh, for now, I mean, think about how big that is for someone you idolize as a kid to help put you through school. That gave me a huge sense of pride and purpose. And then, to all these years later, to be in that room with Jay-Z and to be interviewing him for this documentary that he's partly responsible for, was completely mind blowing. I went to Jay-Z's office here in LA, and it was really just me, him, my camera guy, and our executive producer Darcel. It was just like four of us in the room, but it was just me and him talking just like this for 45 minutes to an hour, and I mean that was amazing. But the first thing I did when I met him, after I picked my job off the floor, I was I just said thank you. And of course he was like, yeah, of course I'm glad to do the interview. I'm like, no, Jay, I don't think you understand. Thank you, because I'm here because of you. You put me through college. And he just lit up from there. And after our interview, he put me on the phone with his mom, that video that you're talking about. And he FaceTimed his mom, Honorable Dr. Gloria Carter, who runs his foundation. And so we were all just sitting there, all three of us on the phone, on that phone, and just all in amazement. Because I think a lot of people think that especially celebrities, they have these charities or these foundations, and they sometimes people never really see the impact. Even the celebrities themselves, they just kind of give this money away. They don't necessarily always see where it goes or how it's being used. So for me to end up back in Jay-Z's office that day, through Irv, who was someone who he also had they both played big roles in each other's careers, and they're like family now. They're like brothers. And for me to be there in his office that day, I think it just meant a lot for all of us, because, obviously Jay has seen a lot of things in his life, but, I think that was a point of pride. And for his mother, for me to meet, Dr. Carter was amazing. And that was, highlight of my life, one of the highlights of my life. And shortly after, we went our separate ways, but a few days later, our executive producer Darcel calls me and says that Jay-Z asked for my number to give to his mother. And
Oh,
so
you should have said no. Just
she did the opposite enough. She said, Michael, I gave him your number, your address, your social security number, your blood. I gave him everything. I was like, all right, Darcel. But also, you sometimes you also don't know what to expect, right? Sometimes
yeah.
people say things, oh yeah, we'd love to talk to him again. But you never. But then a few days after that, I get a call from Jay-Z's mom. And she calls and says and asks me to come and speak to a group of her students, her current students. Every year, the Sean Carter Foundation does this bus tour for historically Black colleges for new and incoming students. So because of the pandemic, they had to do it virtually. So there was an opportunity for me to come on virtually and speak to the kids and give them my story and some words of encouragement. And so that was very fulfilling for me. And I really appreciate that. And I thought if it stops there, that's fine. But from there, they, the Sean Carter Foundation and his, and Dr. Carter have asked me to continue on doing a number of projects with them. And so I've been currently working with them on some stuff, a lot of stuff actually that
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's all just an amazing story, man.